Good morning, it's me, Sheila. I'm out walking with one of my favorite buddies. Hi, Osha. Hi. She loves it out here, and I love when I don't have to pick up anything. I wanted to share my story this morning. It's Sunday, and one of my favorite days, and I often feel like we go through life and we don't really actually know each other's stories. So today, and maybe every week, I might share a bit of my story. So I just wanted to start. I am one of 6 kids. I'm an identical twin. My mom had me when she was 15. There are huge families on both my side and my husband's side. When I was growing up, my parents did take us to Sunday school, and right away I did believe in creation and God and Jesus being God's son, dying on a cross and rising again, and that when I accept that he died for my mistakes, I will go to live with God and Jesus one day in heaven when we die and have our eternal life. That was something I accepted as a child, but it was different to believe that and then to actually follow through with the character or the values that come with that. So as I grew up, I hit my teenage stage where there was many different challenging values, and many times when I compromised what I believed was right. All the way through middle school and high school, being a people pleaser, that was a huge part of my story, and just not really being really self-aware of what it was exactly I valued, so that I knew what I wanted to say yes to and what I wanted to say no to. I felt like I was exploring and willing to experience the consequences of many things, which hindsight, by grade 5, my parents put us in Christian school because there was so many things going on at elementary school they weren't excited about for their daughters and their son. So we all went to Christian school for 3 years, grade 5, 6, and 7. That was kind of a safer place. But still by grade 7, even in Christian school, there was things I was starting to compromise. By grade 8, 9, and 10, or 8 and 9 in middle school, grade 8, a good friend of mine, her mom passed away, and we got to experience death of someone young. So that was a good reminder of life after this life. And then in grade 9, our Jenny and I's best friend, her brother passed away in a accident. And that was another experience with the fact that we're holding on to this life not so tightly, and also looking forward to the next life. And then in grade 10, when all of us were definitely making poor choices when it came to safety, our friend had an accident, and at 16, she also went to the next world, and I believe heaven. And for myself and my sister, that was a huge reminder of what really matters. It still took a few more years in high school and college for myself to figure out who I really was. I really just tried to be a hider. I tried to not create conflict, just sort of be around, but not really part of any major discussion. I was very shy, very easily embarrassed, and bright red. So it was really important to me to not be embarrassed. More important than what I believed in. I actually kind of just slinked my way through high school. And then once I hit nursing school, we really started to learn about empowerment and who we were and what we valued and how to have empathy, but also how to be fully aware of how you feel about something and check your own feelings so you can actually serve the other person. That was really helpful. In university, I failed a course. That was the first time in my life that I didn't get away with something. I believe that God let me fail a course because he had plans for me to learn character, about arrogance, about being truly caring, about being humble. I needed to learn humility. I really was self-assured. Found school quite easy. I thought I could do, make up for any lacking in responsibility I could do with just brain power, but I couldn't. I could not fool anyone at this point. And that was probably the number one thing that was the straw that broke the camel's back. After all those years of some hard things, that failing a course really took me to my knees. It brought out for me the fact that I couldn't rely on myself for everything. And I actually went through years of anxiety and I think probably some depression, where I had to really accept that I was not perfect, or my life story was going to have a turn in the plot that I didn't like. And I had to wait a whole year to finish my nursing school over one 6-week course. I chose that ultimately because I could have went out of my way to finish the course in another city. But I instead got married, so I brought that into my marriage. Had some major value issues going into my marriage, still struggling with a few things that of integrity until my wedding day. And I will tell you, on my wedding day, I feel like that was the day I actually committed to what I believed in and what I valued. And it was not an easy day. It was the best day of my life, and I'm so thankful for the man that I married, and so thankful for his integrity. And I've learned so much from him in being rock solid. But from my wedding day on was the day when I really realized that God had a great plan for me, and I was going to have to learn to choose what was right, and to acknowledge the thoughts of my heart, the thoughts in my mind that were rebellious and hurtful and selfish. And marriage, if there's anything you learn, is you go into marriage because you love the way the other person loves you, and then you get in a marriage and you realize, they are in it because that's the way they felt about me too. And now it's easy to think more about, well, what about me, instead of just focusing on the other person. So I really learned what it meant to love in my first 7 years of marriage. I remember the 7-year mark and thinking, okay, this is a hurdle. And there was many times in those years when I struggled, and I was so grateful for the people that mentored us in a young married couples class in San Jose, California, when I worked down there as a travel nurse for 3 years, and brought my husband, who was so flexible to be willing to follow me to where I wanted to work. And then we came home to raise our own family, and everyone knows what it's like to have newborn stage, and we did it every second year, 3 times. So there's lots of character development just in sleep deprivation alone, and choosing love and helping each other to be sane is a huge part of marriage. And then you get past that survival mode, and I feel that's where we are now, where we have thriving happening, and we're able to look beyond ourselves, to able to save and give back, pay it forward with our time, with what we've learned. I am so rock solid in what I believe. You can't shake my faith. I'm so grateful that Jesus is my best friend, that he has shared kindness and grace in a way that has just drawn me in for years and years and years. And I'm so grateful for that every single day. So I hope this story helps you. I am happy to talk to you about your story. Happy day!